Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre here. How are you all doing this afternoon? I hope you're doing good. I'm trying to get things straightened up here. And, this is an open session talking about number 3. It's already been a month since we did our last one. Had some nice participation that time. Hi, Jeffrey. Glad you can join for a little bit or for a while. Talking about 3, you can bring up any subject that you like or ask me any questions that you like. The only thing I won't respond to is any politics or religion. I've told you guys that before. But I do have a few subjects, but you can bring yours up and interrupt me if you want. We can change subjects at any time. It's always hard for me coming up with subjects. So I got a couple here I'm going to list there. First one, I got 3 different subjects. The first one I'm going to talk about is sports games. If you play sports games, how do you pick when to play the games? For example, I usually play sports games when their professional season is actually in progress. For example, like football's done and I don't play any football. But I'm doing hockey, I'm doing baseball, I'm doing basketball because we got 3 of them going there, and I'll throw in an occasional golf or something. Do you guys have any ideas on, or how do you do yours? Or you just pick them randomly? Don't matter. I just like to know what people are doing. Might give me some ideas. Even if you're watching this later and you're not online now, please put some remarks down there in the remarks section. Hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It really helps the channel grow. Jeffrey says when it hits me. I think that's what I do when I'm doing a particular. Okay, like right now. Baseball season's starting up, and I don't know how many different projects I got going on, different baseball games. So that's pretty much like when it comes to one area, I'll say, okay, what do I want to play next in baseball? I just played this one. What do I want to play next one? Because I got projects listed in all my games. But so that is a little appropriate. And then the other subject is, okay, what do I want to play? Do I want to play hockey next, or basketball, or baseball? So I do know I have some longer plans to do things, but some of them take a while. Playing replay baseball, basketball, and APA hockey, rotating as I feel it. Well, that is a good combination of games. I have all 3 of them. I haven't played APA hockey yet this year. I should probably try to get APA hockey on the table before the hockey season ends. Right now, I have Inside the Crease going. I released a video the other day a couple days ago on I'm doing the 2006, 2007 playoffs in that one. Basketball, I do replay basketball is working. It's on another one of my tables. That's the 1985-86 tournament that I set up. And baseball, I haven't played in a while, but I do have a tournament going on in that one. It was the all franchise teams tournament going on in that one. So we think a lot. I use Dave Gardner's home brews for the hockey. I do use some of them. I've watched his video on APA, and he's got a lot of pretty neat stuff. I just have not noted them down to be able to really take a deep look at them myself. There's a few that I do use. He does a really good job with just about any sports game that he plays, but making it easier and better to understand. We got going there. You got the 66, 67 Celtics are on my table for hoops. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you got the Celtics on there. As you guys know, that's my favorite basketball team. But, I do have a Celtics replay going on in bang shot basketball. But when I play the other ones, I try to, I don't want everything to be Detroit Tigers, Buffalo Bills, and Celtics because there's a lot of subscribers on the channel that probably like other teams. So I try to, those tournament type things, kind of mix it up for people to see different teams. But go for it, Celtics. Doing pretty good in real life this year, too. I got Bang Shot Basketball. It's got the Celtics in it. And I might have one other one doing Celtics are in it. So anyway, I'll see if some people have just come on live in that. We were talking about sports games and how and when do you pick the particular ones to play. And like, for example, I normally play the sports games when their major season is in progress. Like right now, no football. And Jeffrey there's inputted. He does his as it hits him how he feels. And I do that when it comes through to a particular sport, but not for overall. So if you've got any other things you want to talk about, just shoot them down there in the remarks. We'll bring them up. If this is free, this is not only to be my subjects that we can talk about. If you got any questions, let me know. As a Bruins fan, I crossed the line and I'm doing a 76 Montreal Canadiens season. Well, original 6, but you can't go wrong with them. Buffalo's not old enough to be in an original 6. Canadiens, pretty exciting team. All right, thanks for joining us. Do I have a favorite basketball board game? That's a tough that's a tough one to decide on, because I'll try to give you 3 that I think that rank up for me anyway. One is Status Pro Basketball. I have done some videos on that this year. The Phil Graham version. Phil no longer he's retired anymore. He doesn't put it, you can't even find it anywhere. I have a project going on that one. Replay Basketball, which I'm doing now, I really like. I got the 85-86 tournament going on. The newest one that I picked up that I really like and I want to play some more this year is Bank Shot Basketball. I just picked that up this year. I think it just came out, in 2023, not 24. I think it just came out. I have some other basketball games, but I don't think where they come. I have Strat-O-Matic basketball, but I wouldn't rank it in my top 3. I think the 3 that I gave you are probably my top 3 for now, but that changes on a daily basis most of the time. What's your favorite one, Ray? Hi, John. Thanks for joining us. What's my favorite cards and dice football game, and what is the easiest to play? Wow. Cards and dice. Well, app is cards and dice, but I'm not going to say that that's the easiest to play. I struggled learning that one, and once I learned it, it started going really smoothly for me. By means, it's not Inside Blitz. That's a little bit more difficult. I think maybe easiest to play would be Second Season Football by Play.com. That smooth goes along. I think that's the easiest to learn. You got to get a book, and I recommend if you do get the game, you get a book, and I recommend you put tabs on it. I was lucky. I bought the 20th anniversary set, and it came with the book already tabbed. So when you see me play with the tabs on it, I didn't put them on, but I do put them on other games that I play. So the Second Season. So that would be my idea of what would be the easiest football game to me, anyway. All right, let's see. There's some other games. I'm trying to remember some of my other sports games, and that I think I had some others, but right now I'm looking into Status Pro Football. I had a request on the channel to look at and see if Status Pro Football, which I do own. It's an old game. When I first opened it up, the rules were so old I could hardly read them. But I have come up with got another set of rules for it. And I'm looking at it, but I don't know if I'll get it on the table. That might be a little bit too much for a solo game. It's got to be a solo playable, but I'm going to look at it. Hey, K2 Waltz, how you doing? Glad you can join. I'm confused on how to play Apple football. Well, That confused me too. And there's a couple videos out there. I'm trying to, if I could remember the name of them. I had to just keep reading the rule book and looking at videos, how to play videos. There are a few of them out there that are pretty good. There's one of them. I wish if I'd have known that question earlier, I might have been able to tell you what the answer was. There's one where the guy has got like about 10 videos on it where he just covers running and he just covers passing, and he just covers, punts and so forth, which really helped me over the curve because there's so many different icons and numbers and letters on the Epic cards that I was really struggling with that for a while. There's a good answer there. There looks like an answer for you right there, K2 Wills from Jeffrey. OGuard62 website is full of info. So might want to check him out. I know I had to have a lot of help on it. And Jeffrey says, do I find second season being realistic? I do find it fairly realistic, when I keep stats during the game. And so at the end of the game, I find out the number of passes and the completions and touch and the running yards and the number of attempts. It's pretty realistic with a real game. So we got going here. Rob Scott says, I played Stratus Pro football exclusively for 30 plus years until I found second season. Yeah, it's been a long, long time since I played. Like I just said, Status Pro football. I looked at it. Somebody asked me if I ever played it on this channel. I'm looking at it. My rules were really antiquated. I could hardly read them, but I did come up with, I think, Series 6 rules, and I'm going to look at it. I don't know if I can get it on the channel or not. K2 Wills putting out a thanks out there for that input. See what I've been enjoying Bank Shot, and after playing Strat-O-Matic every year since 17 SSG. Why is that slipping my mind right now? I know what that is. I was thinking about trying replay after watching your videos. Replay plays very smoothly, and it's not hard to learn. There's a couple other videos out there that'll help you get over that. The rules are very short, and so it's just as replay, and you replay, a little costly with getting the game and getting a set of a season. Okay. How do you guys? Some of you, how do you guys pick which game do you want to play right now? I asked that. I won't ask that question again because the guys will get bored and leave me. I really appreciate everybody coming on. All right. I'll throw another thing at you. And this one will be on. Sidelines. Nope, I don't have sideline strategy basketball. That's why I was slipping my mind. Okay. Yeah, you're right. When the companies, some of the companies ship with no postage, that really helps with the cost. There's Rob agreeing with me on the realistic stats for second season. And second seasons, they're all about the same price, I think, anymore. And if you're a football fan and you're going to get a good football game, second season or any of the APA or any of the football games, you're looking at a lengthy time on the table. I'm fortunate. I have enough table space. I think I told you guys that before, where I can leave it on the table. I can play a quarter and come back to leave it there. Go and then play another game tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon come back to the football game. So I'm pretty lucky that way. Okay, I'm going to throw another one out there because it could be in sports games or realistic games, and that's it. App-assisted games. Like I use the Strat-O-Matic PC. You can call that an app assistant to do the stats, to enter the results when I'm playing my Hall of Fame season. I use PC replays. Yeah, Replay Baseball's PC game to keep the stats on my Detroit Tiger replay and my New York Yankee 56 replay. So that is app assisted. But when it comes to the board games, I've stayed away from them until recently. I got some more. I'm going to try to catch up here for a second. This thing is rolling down on me. David says, "Oh, David, hi. Thanks for coming on today. Appreciate it. You're really enjoying On the Turf Football, 49 Sports, and Bank Shot Basketball." I was watching Dave Gardner the other night when he had his unboxing and his first little play. He was using the Quick Decks because I've had 49 Sports. I've been looking at it for the football game for a while now. It's on my list to possibly get, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it. But listening to Dave, I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable about it. Yeah, Replay Basketball is a very good game. I highly recommend it for me. Let's see what I got going on. I'm more improved. I keep debating second season, and beside the stuff on second season, beside it comes with the game, there's a lot of free stuff on their site for any of their games that you can download to really help you. Like if you've seen me playing the game, I use somebody created a solo play calling chart for second season, submitted it to them, they approved it, and it's posted. I use that for rolling the dice because I don't like to be the one to say, okay, I'm going to call all the offensive plays and not the defense, or I'm going to call all the defense. So what I do is I roll the dice, and so be it. I let it happen, because when I roll of the dice, it tells me what the offensive play will be and what the defense is going to be doing. So that kind of keeps me going in mystery. I don't have to work so hard on that. So there's some good stuff out there on the free stuff on their things. I have several other games. I have thisisplay.com. I have second season. I have History Maker Baseball. I have Hockey Blast, and I have History Maker Golf in that. What do I got going here? What's happening? Right. Community support is really, really big, and especially with the publishers. And they do a pretty good job over there when we're talking about second season with that. Like I play, Appa's got a great community going on, and I've been playing since the early 80s. I've been playing in a league called Superstar Baseball, Sports Illustrated Superstar Baseball. Finding somebody else in that community is really, really tough. There's 3 of us in the league right now. We're always looking for new people. So if you're interested, let me know. Yeah, I agree with you there. So anyway, on this app-assisted games, I use them for my sports. So I ran across a video on a 1 to 4 player game called The Search for Planet X. And I looked at it and I watched the video on how to play, and it's a deduction game, and it's very intriguing. So I picked it up. I might have got it on one of my tables learning. I showed it to my grandson yesterday. He seems to like it too. Yeah, it probably does, Jeffrey. Sometimes I don't know why. I've always had a hard time navigating around Delphi forums. But I'll see somebody say, go get this over to Delphi forums. And then I get in there and it takes me forever to get into the site. But that's probably just because my ineptness at the forums themselves. Okay, you guys use any of the sport apps for the baseball and football games that you play along with? For like when we play Superstar Baseball in our league now, we keep the score on iScore. That helps keep the stats a lot easier than having to sit down the old days and figure them all out by pencil and paper. Do I use Pro Football Helper? No, and I'm not sure I've ever heard of it. Where will I find that? Let me know where I can find it. I definitely would use something to help me with the football, especially with this if it's with stats. Hi, Phoenix. Thanks for stopping by tonight for a bit. Still learning some of these sports games, so I'm finding C and D is enough for now without adding an app to the equation. Yeah, they're the only reason in the sports games I only use them to keep my stats. That saves a lot of times when the game is over. The ones I use I just mentioned was the PC Replay Baseball, but then in order to use it, you got to have you got to buy the season for them. That's the cards you're using. I still use cards and dice, but I put all of the results into the game. Thanks, Jeffrey. I'll go up the Dave's channel a little bit later and see if I can find something on this channel about the football stat keeper, the Pro Football Helper, whatever that other one was that you just mentioned. Let's see. We got okay. I use Digital Diamond for baseball. John, yeah, I see a lot of good things. And I bought the Digital Diamond for baseball. And then I went in there. I just not have had the time to go in there and digest what I got to do to get it all going, because there's a lot of little things there right at the beginning when you're doing the setups and you're bringing leagues in and so forth that I haven't had the time to digest yet. So, yes, I do want to use it, but haven't got to it yet. Going to try to keep up with you guys today. I appreciate all this. Do we play any boxing games? What are your first sports games you played? The first sports games I've ever played was baseball, and that was Avalon Hills Superstar Baseball in the early 80s. I spent a lot of time in the military, so that we were moving around and year after year, every 2 years. So there wasn't a lot in for gaming in that, but we got into Superstar Baseball when I was stationed at George Air Force Base, and there was about 6 of us that got into it. With the 120 players at the first game, we made a little league up and we were playing it. That was my first. Do I play any boxing games? Yes, I do play boxing games. I have Legends of Boxing, which I just completed last year, a tournament, and I have Title Ball 2, which I have a tournament going on, which I'm glad you reminded me, because it's about time I got that baby back on the table. Let's see what we got going. Hi, Ron. Thanks for stopping in. I'm doing fine so far. Just trying to stay safe. Let's see where we're going. What we got going here. I'm also doing the Inside the Crease, 85-86, Calgary at Edmonton, after watching your video on Friday. It's got a flow, and I really like so far. Inside the Crease flows very, very nicely. The only thing that confuses me a little bit, and I still have to look in the rules, is sometimes when it comes to penalties. But every hockey game that I play has got something with the penalties, and I don't know if the rules are different and everything, but I just think that's something that you have to live with when you're playing it. Okay. For a while, there are a ton of reading you'll have to do before installing, but it's worth it. Box scores, play-by-play, log files, individual team and league stats, all collated. All right, thanks, Rob. I will go back. Is that all of that stuff? Is that on their website, or is that up on Steam? I got it on Steam. I wouldn't. If you can point me in the right direction. I'm looking forward to any 23-24 hockey season that will come out since I'm in Vancouver. Yeah, they're having a really good year this year. Yeah, and this we unfortunately most of those seasons won't come out. That season won't come out until just about when the 2024-25 season's starting, unless there's somebody that puts them out early here. Great stuff you guys are bringing up. I think I'm caught up with the chat. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Punch it in again. You know, got 9 people on board today. This is great. Yes, this is the scheduled monthly chat that we're going to have, and bring up any subjects you want. Second Sunday of every month, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Glad to see you all coming on board here. We're already up to 26 minutes, and we've been talking pretty steadily. Okay, we got a lot of sports fans out there today. We got any music fans out there? I mean, how'd the Vegas tournament go? The Vegas APA tournament run is not until July. It's in July every year. I just, I think I mentioned it, but I probably mentioned that I signed up for it. Chris White always puts it out early. The signups are early. And picking your team, depending on what criteria he gives you, I think it was like 65 to 84 teams in the World Series, or 50 to 84 some teams in the World Series this year. The sooner you can get in, you get to reserve the team. Like I reserved the 84 Tigers the very first day that Chris released it. Does a good job. It's a fun tournament up there. It's always 20 to 30 guys up there. Have a good time. Nice guys to play with. Okay, Rob, I'm gonna have to go back and look for the URL. I must have been when I missed it. These were flown pretty quickly there for a while. I'll find it though. Do you remember Rocky Burnett? Roll like the wheel. No, I do not. Of course, it doesn't remember. I didn't. I think most of you know that in 2009 I had cardiac arrest and I was in a coma for 3 days. So a lot of my memory went out the window with that. So I figured if it was really seriously important, it would come back to me. Your son's in Ontario, right down the road from me. He's a huge Bills fan. Yeah, that was a tough game to go see. See, in Ontario, California, or Ontario, Canada? Probably Canada. If you went down to see the Bills game, as you said, he probably went down into Buffalo. Yeah, that's right. I think they played the Broncos in Buffalo. They did play out at SoFi once last year. Yeah, that's what I guessed after I read your post a little closer. Ontario, Canada. That's just right up north of Buffalo, on the other side of the Peace Bridge, and they did play at SoFi in Southern California, but the tickets were crazy expensive, and I wasn't about to do that. I've been a Bills fan since 1960 when it came into existence. OT and Hockey Bones, fun. Quarterfinals, Dryden and Habs upset the Bruins. Habs lead the series 3-2. Game 6, knotted at 1. That's fun. I have Hockey Bones. My Hockey Bones tournament is the 1992 East playoffs. In that one, I haven't. Hockey Bones has been on the table this year. You'll probably hit it again before the hockey season ends in real life. That's one of the games that when I first saw it, I stayed away from it. It scared me a little bit. I went, holy mackerel, look at all this stuff on these cards. But then between Dave Gardner and Peter Miller and Unreal Hockey with the stuff that they put out on that. I went back and at it, and I do really like Hockey Bones. It's a pretty cool game. So don't let all of that stuff on the cards, if you're thinking about it, anybody, scare you, because everything that comes in the game, the rule book is a little bit scary because the rule book's pretty thick, but everything to play the game, I'd say 90% of the stuff is on this 8.5 by 11 chart. That's all you got to do is look at it. It tells you just about everything on there. I don't know if I've ever had overtime in a Hockey Bones game. I just had one in Inside Crease recently. I probably should do that with some of the rule books too. They scare me. What I normally do is that I will make if something's really confusing me or I'm forgetting about it a lot, I make myself my own little player aid. I use Excel and I make a player aid, and I just have it in one of the plastic stands next to me so I can just refer to quickly when it comes up. Yeah, myself and my whole family are big console things. We've been all the way back from the 80s. Our first one was the Intellivision, and we have been Xbox fans ever since it had come out. I've owned every version of the Xbox, even the newest one. My daughter owns them, my son owns them, my grandkids play them and everything. But when it comes to the sports, I can't play that Madden stuff because my fingers don't work that good on the joysticks. I agree with you. I enjoy C&D much better than those things. I've been hesitating about Hockey Bones, but not necessarily because it scares me. I'm not sure I want another hockey sim into my library yet. Well, yeah, that's if you think your hockey sims or your library is getting too filled with things, and that I got things in my library. Sometimes I wish my library was smaller because I can't get around to playing all of them in a year. I do keep a list of what I've been playing and try to change things. Have I got any good war games to the table lately? No, the one I just got off the table and it's going to get back up again is a game called Conquering the Valley. It's a U.S. Civil War game about General Jackson's last two battles in the 1862 in the Shenandoah Valley, and that was the Cross Keys and Port Republic. And I learned and played Cross Keys, but I didn't put a video out on it because I was going to flip it over and put Port Republic out and do a demo video on it. This one here is from Tiny Battle Publishing, and it's in the series called the Shattered Union series. I also really like the Blind Sword system, which you can find from Revolution Games. I started my wargaming out as World War II was my preference, and then I've got Ancients, I got Revolution, I got World War I, but I really found my niche being the Civil War because I wanted to learn more about it, our history in our country, and I do that also by reading a book that's associated with the game that I'm playing, so that helps me a lot. So that's what I had out there. Conquering the Valley from Tiny Battle Publishing is my last one, and it'll be coming back up again. If you ever tried designing your own sports game or war game, no, I don't have that initiative or creativity, I would say. I don't have that kind of creativity. I always said my electronic and mechanical skills were new on me. That's why, or nil. That's why I don't do a lot of those things. Phoenix. To me, once you find a game that works, like it, I go with it. It can't be like ID and play 10 different hockey games. Yeah, ID does play 10 different hockey games. I don't play that many hockey games. I probably play more baseball games. But when you don't play something for so long, that requires me anyway to do a refresher on the game before I start playing it again and videoing it for you because I forgot something and some of the rules confused me. Where was Phoenix? Yeah, Phoenix, I was watching your channel a little last night or the night before on one of the war games that you're working on. Now I can't remember what it was right now. Wow. I don't know if I had any ancestors who fought in the Civil War, but my family, the one that I'm very proud of, was my grandfather was a sergeant in the Fighting 69th. And that was with Fighting Father Duffy. And he fought in World War I over there. And with the Thornton luck, if it wasn't for bad luck, sometimes we wouldn't have any. He got shot in the Aragon Forest. He lived, but he got shot 1 month before the war ended. I said, go figure. He couldn't last another month over there. Fighting 69th was out of New York City. Most of the Irish guys were down there at that time. They had all come. Our families had all come over from Ireland. So the Fighting 69th had a whole bunch of them in it. All right, guys, I got anything else you guys want to talk about? Avoided that app question pretty quickly. That was all right, though. Okay. Which game, like the Hunters, German submarine captain, never appealed because of your time in the U.S. forces? Never appealed? No, I think the war games appealed more to me because it was in the U.S. forces. Like the Hunters, yeah, I have the Hunters. And I also have the, what's the name of that one there? Raiders of the Deep, which is German submarines in World War I. But I have the American submarines too, so I can always mix it up. And I kind of like the challenge, and I get a little bit, I don't know everything about the Germans that I should probably know either. But that being in the U.S. forces didn't bother me playing the Germans. Yeah, sometimes the history, because I try to buy small pamphlets like Captivating History or something like that I can read quickly before the game, because not only am I learning the history of the game, it's also given me a more thematic feeling of the game, that I know what was going on and what isn't going on in the game. And so but some of them are a little bit bigger, and I have to actually read them while I'm going along, because it would hold up some of the games. Yeah, Gregory Smith's designs are great, especially for solo players. When I check a list that you can find, I think I just saw a video from Origins or somewhere where he was there, and he's working on about 3 or 4 different games right now. I don't remember the names of them now. Dog dragging me out for a walk. Okay, Rob, thanks a lot, man. Come back and see us again anytime. You want me to look at something on the channel, just drop me a line. Thanks. Well, I'm wishing everybody a good evening. Take care, Rob. All right. So I'll ask one last question. This is something to think about. Maybe we can talk about it again later another time. Do you like campaign games, such as games like Tainted Grail or Sleeping Gods? I do, because I really like the story aspect of them. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get them onto the table, and you got to have an area where you can leave it up for a week or 2 if you need to. But I do like them. And those are the 2 that the most recent one I played was Sleeping Gods. And that was pretty cool. Pretty cool thematic game. Well, Ron, I got quite a few. I always checking in on Dave Gardner. I check in on ID Jester, and then on there's a guy that I like when I'm looking at if I want to look at heavy metal or something. It's called the Sea of Tranquility, and they're always they've got their things. They call it the Hudson Valley Squares. Like 8 or 9 of them. They always bringing up their favorite albums or something like that. Uh, and I got quite a few of them, and then there's a one if I'm looking for my for audio equipment, I look at this cheap audio man. It's not really that he's cheap. He used to concentrate mostly on stuff that was under $100, but now he's expanded it a little bit more. But he still stays where he was. It's pretty good recommendations and stuff like that. And I got so many. Let me bring up a list. I'm going to try to bring up a list over here real quickly. Hope I don't shut you off. Too bad. We'll see what we got going here. Let's see what. We don't want to miss some. Campaign games are some of my favorites, exactly because of the watching unfold story. That is correct. Okay, some of the ones I'll just read off a few of them that I like. Of course, Nickel City Mafia. That's my son's channel. He's in Temecula, California. They do a lot about the Buffalo Bills. They do stuff about the Sabres. They also have a couple guys that do fantasy football every year. They also have guys that do DraftKings golf and so forth. And so a lot of good information on that channel. Check them out. Let them know I sent you over there. And then Ardwolf's Lair, I checked. That's for war games. And he has several different types on that. And let's see. Radio Wasteland. That's a shop up somewhere in Michigan. I always forget where it is. He talks about his new releases in that. Let's see what we got here. Arkham Horror, the card game especially. I have Eldritch Horror, the board game. I have Arkham Horror, the card game, but still sitting on the shelf in shrink, crying. I would like to play Sleeping Dogs, but my favorite campaign in Shadows of Brimstone. Oh. Sleeping Gods, I waited a long, long time to get, and I finally was able to get it at a decent price. And so I pulled the trigger on it. And my grandson and I started a campaign, and because one campaign takes like 10 to 20 hours. And we started a campaign, and he had to leave, but I finished it up two-handed and everything. It's pretty good game. If I give you, I also check in on Kurt Bergelin's channel for baseball, and let's see what I got going here. I check in on the Players Aid for war games. Check on a guy named Zilla Blitz for war games and for American Truck Simulator. So I've got like 200 things I follow. That was just a few on different subjects that I cover, that I follow. Okay. We're coming up on 45 minutes now, gang. It's been a great show today. Unless somebody got anything real pressing. I mean, we can keep talking forever if you want. I don't care, but I don't want to burden you guys or girls. If there's women out there watching, I say, you guys. That's just something I grew up as a general term for everybody that's involved. I'm retired from driving a truck. Yeah, well, I find American Truck Simulator I really like it. I like it a lot, and as you can see, I probably got 50. I did 50 videos on 50th one out last night. When I first bought it, I was trying to do it with the Xbox controller, and man, I had a heck of a time. So I invested $150 or so and bought myself a wheel and pedals. And that made life a lot easier. Just curious, do I ever play any role-playing games? If you're talking about games like D&D and Dungeon Master, no, I don't play those. There are some board games that are role-playing games, and I'm trying to think of which ones they are right now. But, some games like Gloomhaven, you got your characters. It could be a role. You got to build your characters up and over and over and over. But Gloomhaven's so big, I don't ever get that on the table either. You got to take the box out in a million pieces. No music lovers out there, huh? Well, if there is, just so anybody that's potentially later, check out my videos spinning this week. I let everybody know what I listened to this week, and now I started a new thing, and it's going to be called my favorites of the month. And so at the end of the month, I'll go up and I'll list everything that I listened to in the month, and then I'll identify which ones on each week were my favorites. And at the end of the year, I'll do a big favorites one. John, were you asking about any particular role-playing games? Because I might be leaving something out here in my mind. Well, Ron, if you ever have a hole in one of the feel for some truck driving, check out my ATS videos. I just finished one last night. Yeah, tell your friends about the channel in our chats. Like the next one, the next live is going to be on the 24th, which is the last Sunday of the month at 4 p.m. And that is a question and answer period also, beside me giving the monthly wrap up and the plans for next month. Oh, okay, cool. Old school Dungeons and Dragons. No, I don't get into any of that stuff. Don't know why I never got into it. I also try to stay away as possible. I don't get too much into miniatures games, but like Tainted Grail came with so many miniatures and everything. And then I got another Kickstarter. I don't know why I even ordered this, but it's going to be another big one. It's called Stalker, S.T. A, all the way through the game, the name. I don't know when it's going to come in. And I have another one, Massive Darkness, which is like 2 years overdue now. And they keep giving us updates. And I don't know if we'll ever get that. I get a little nervous about Kickstarters anymore. And for a while I didn't, but now there's been too many ups and downs with companies on them. Sorry, I flashed that. I was trying to get the right page up over here on my second monitor. All right, Strat. What, baseball? Football? You got, or did you just get the, I saw that Strat's opening day was in February. Open the season. Is that what you ordered, the new season for them? The baseball season? Oh, cool. Cool. Is it the new season that just from opening day, or is that another season? I haven't ordered from Strat in a long time. I have a lot of seasons from Strat, probably too many. The only project I got going on now is that Hall of Fame league that I set up, and I call them and I named them after AAA teams like the Toledo Mud Hens, the Buffalo Bisons, but they're all Hall of Fame guys, and it's an 8-team league. And I put up one last week on that. Diamond Gems, 1984. It's been so long since I was up on Strat's channel that I didn't even know they had such a thing as Diamond Gems, and that I know that Replay has those. I'm going to have to go up and Strat and check and see what they got going over there. The problem is, then I'll probably want to try to buy something. Yeah, my grandson and I took a little local trip yesterday from Victorville here. We went down to Rancho Cucamonga and then Montclair, checking out some record stores where we've never been to before, because he's starting to collect records too. And I spent a little bit too much money yesterday, but that's all right. Can't take it with me. Okay. All right, everybody. We're going up on the 51 minutes. I don't have anything else to bring up. Unless you guys somebody's got a subject out there you want to kick around, bring it out. Yeah, Jeffrey, thanks a lot. Thanks for your support. We'll talking to you soon, hopefully. And 1965. Oh. Nickel City Mafia is in the house. I was just talking about you a little bit ago. You're going to have to watch the video if you didn't hear the bad things I said about you. No, that's everybody. That's my son's up there, my son's channel. Check him out. Good stuff. All right. Good chat. Thank you very much, Joshua, for stopping by. John, thank you. No, I didn't say anything bad about you. All right, folks. All of you that stopped by today. We got a 52-minute, almost a non-stop chat. Please tell your friends about this, talking about second Sunday of every month at 4 p.m. Pacific. It's getting bigger, and I'd like to see some more. And I'll try to keep up with the chat a little bit better next time. So this is SoCalSabre. Say take care of yourselves out there. Thank you for stopping by. Be kind to each other and stay safe.